welcome. My name is Squarechique, and I like to play a variety of games for you. If you have any suggestions for me, please leave them in the comments below. Today, we are finally getting back into Scarlet Hollow with the newest episode, episode 5. I'm very excited and also a little bit scared. But let's get right into this, shall we? Yes, end of episode 4. Episode 5 finally awaits. With the world state, please save your game now. Yeah, I'm gonna do it again. But we had... Yeah, let's save it over this. Okay. Join, play. Okay, continue. Yes, we do want to see a recap. Okay, my Windows keeps being weird. If this is your first time playing episode 5, it's recommended that you watch the recap. Yeah, we do want to watch the recap. Let's do the full recap. Funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother, and your aunt seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. I do want to say real quick, I am getting over some sinus issues. I actually thought it was an infection, but I went to the doctor and she's like, it doesn't look like an infection. But if I still sound a bit nasally and I have to take a lot of breaks, that's why. Okay, let's go. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. Yeah, the floors have been known to give out. That's why I didn't actually try to go into like the forbidden area of the estate. I really wish I had, though. I feel like I would have maybe gotten some more backstory. So, what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkening sky, that sort of thing. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of those woods at dawn. Guess I could have been using his voice. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Birdie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. Yeah, the reason I chose during this time to save Gretchen was because I was like, this guy knows how to defend himself. He'll be fine. Yeah. You dive for Gretchen, attempting to snatch her away from the thing's misshapen hands. Poor Gretchen. You manage to grab her, but the creature isn't deterred. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. But then there is the deafening blast of Duke's shotgun, and suddenly it is gone. Oh my god, what do we do? Yeah, that was scary. Welcome home. My grandmother used to talk about pale creatures called ditchlings. She always said they were a terrible omen, a sign of suffering to come. I'm gonna raise myself up just a little bit. That might mess with some other stuff, but for now, let's just do that. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. But listen, you better stay out of trouble today. I want you home by sunset. Kitty. I don't want to hear complaints. Just do what I ask and we won't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset. Just don't make yourself a burden, alright? I have a lot to do today. Oh, are we talking about a certain young man who may or may not have caught the boss's eye? That Sam Wayne fellow, wasn't it? Whatever. If anyone asks, we never talked. Got it? I don't want to disappear too. I am the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. Don't forget that. Are you? Even if it's already too late to stop what's going to happen. Whatever you're looking for, you're barking up the wrong tree, so just go someplace else before... Tabitha once again trails off. Both she and Stella have noticed the girl with a dark braid and glasses sneaking along the ridge. It's Rosalina. She's headed up the hill. She went in? Does Stella have no sense of self-preservation? No. My dad says our house is haunted. Yeah, that was a fun experience. But she's interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. You turn to see Becca and Alexis gone, and Rosalina anxiously hovering in front of a small tunnel in the cavern wall. She freezes as you notice her. There is something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest, like the deep growl of a predator. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there. Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the... Oh, I did not click anything there. Squarechique, are you alright? You and Tabitha manage to squeeze through the entrance just as the walls of the mine come crashing down. Holy shit, you're okay, thank God. We could have all died in there. What did you weirdos do? Everything was fine until you adults showed up. Becca, shut up. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. Yeah, this is much better. I'm not covering up her face. There are two of them now? I like that they added in the little creatures. Oh my god, I can't remember. Opossums. As you're ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Squarechique, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I mean, I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry you got caught up in that. You two did right by those kids, though. What a blessing, everyone getting out of that situation all right. Morning, is the new blend ready? Oh yeah, we were joking around that she was there for weed. Of course. Squarechique, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will just be a minute. Oh, excuse me. Wait, you're Squarechique, aren't you? My name is Beau. I'm Duke's boy. It's a pleasure to meet you. Miss Forsyth called me on the phone and told me you saw what happened to my daddy. Yeah, that was not pleasant either. Thought you weren't gonna show. I put two and two together. I know you're related to the boss, and the other guys are all riled up. They're talking action. If they saw me out here with you, they'd think I was some kind of scab. But none of them will listen to me, especially now. They've all got bigger things to worry about than a single missing minor. I haven't forgotten about him, though. Anything you want to know, just ask. He's a dog. Keen eye. Not only is this mayor a dog, but judging from the series of portraits lining the walls, every mayor of Scarlet Hollow has also been a dog. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Street smart. Whoever he is, you can feel his desperation to make a good first impression. A self-sustained and self-fulfilling prophecy. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor may have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Squarechique? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. If you'd ever like to discuss your beliefs, my door is always open. Yeah, this was fun. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all of his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately, haven't been cleaning much. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. So, we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week while Squarechique is still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I'm an adult! Sorry. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mom just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix. Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Hey, you're here sooner than I expected. Hope dinner went okay. Oscar startles as the door swings open. Yeah! Hold it. You're not taking my cousin along on any more of your little hijinks without me. Whoa. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch, the floor around it stained in reddish brown. I'm going for it. Yeah, not the best. Wait, do you hear music? That was so scary. Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention. Stella? There you are. I would have found you sooner, but the resident clearly doesn't want me here. It doesn't seem to have the same issue with these miserable little parasites. Gross. Bottom feeders always manage to slip through the cracks, don't they? The sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. Bullshit. Yeah. I hope I didn't come too late. It wants something, doesn't it? And I think you know which of you should volunteer. You must be joking. You take a step towards the light. Sybil is right here. Please don't do this. You wordlessly step into the spotlight. I'm so sorry, Squarechique. I don't think I can talk right now. I'll call you, okay? She hurries off down the road. Before I go, Sybil places a hand on your arm, holding you back for a moment. I'm sure you have questions after everything you saw tonight, and about what's happened to you, but let's not get into it here. I think everyone could use a little rest and relaxation right now, yourself included. If you swing by the tea room sometime tomorrow, say early afternoon, you and I can have a little chat. I'll see you then, Squarechique. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. You open your eyes. It's a new day. And you feel like shit. You check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. A warm barnyard smell floods your senses as you stare down at the goat within. It stares back up at you from its place on the tiled floor, surrounded by dried herbs. You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. Yeah, the goat, I'm willing to bet it's something simple, like maybe the goat is pregnant and those herbs are to, I don't know, help it through its pregnancy or something. I don't know. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. Now, on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about every warning that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure, but we may at the very least be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat, an enemy lurking in plain sight. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. His voice sounds distant. Your sole focus is finding it. Your feet move without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway towards the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it. Whoa, are you okay? You don't respond, and you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten, water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years, the planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside. We're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds. invading yours, crawling up the walls. Grab my hand. I'll pull you out. Leave us alone. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. Yeah. Scary. Oh, I didn't notice that before. Creepy. This is what you were so afraid of? Hand over the tranquilizers. This is our shot. Before Dr. Kelly can fire, a different shot rings out. Reese's body is thrown to the wall. Shotgun in hand, your cousin rounds the corner and trains her weapon on his writhing body. You leap forward, placing your body between Tabitha and the whimpering Reese, his face already trying to stitch itself back together as he writhes on the ground. Both of you shut up and help me drag him into the safe room, now. You turn to see Dr. Kelly already pulling her son towards the open doorway. You sit on the log beside Stella. Squarechique, that ghost really did a number on you. I just wanted to offer a suggestion for how to spend your time tomorrow. Tabitha will be busy out at the mines. Take advantage of that. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her around to stop you. Explore the estate. You might find something interesting if you know where to look. Oh, do we get a chance this time to go into the forbidden wing? So, are you coming in? Am I? You drift off together, limbs entwined, exhausted and safe and comforted. Tomorrow may bring some new horror, or it might not, but whatever happens, you'll face it together. It's time to continue your journey. Okay, I'm scared. Wake up. You wake to the sound of bird song and to the welcome aroma of breakfast sizzling down the hall of Stella's intimately cozy cottage. Yay, we're still at her house. As you stretch, the soft cotton of her sheets slides against your skin. The aches and pains you've accumulated this week feel distant, lessened by the brief lightness Stella has brought to your life. You've had a good night's sleep, and though you can tell it hasn't chased the bone-deep exhaustion away, you feel slightly more whole. Yes, join her in the kitchen. Cute! Squarechique! Hope I wasn't too noisy in here. I wanted you to be able to get some more sleep. I know it's early. Still, it can't be too bad to wake up to somebody making pancakes for you, even if it is at the crack of dawn. Okay. Give her a morning kiss. Absolutely. How did you sleep? It was so nice to wake up here knowing your face would be one of the first things I'd see. Absolutely. I can't believe you made me pancakes. You're amazing. Thanks for making breakfast. I feel like I barely ate yesterday. I'm starved. You really didn't have to go up to all this trouble. Pancakes? Aw, I wanted something else. Say nothing. Okay, absolutely. Morning kiss. You take a step forward, leaning in close. You can feel Stella's smile broaden as you plant a gentle kiss on her cheek. Aw, Squarechique, you can do better than that. Before you can pull away, she takes your face in her flour-dusted hands, pressing her soft lips to yours. We got a girlfriend, guys. Yeah! She smirks as she turns back to the pan. Okay, let's do the other explore. How did you sleep? Aren't I the host here? Isn't that what I'm supposed to ask you? But I slept great, of course I did. Thanks again for everything you did yesterday. You have no idea how light I feel right now. Was so Grace, to wake up here knowing your face would be one of the first things I'd see. I definitely like that one. Alright, yeah, let's do this one. It was so nice to wake up here knowing your face would be one of the first things I'd see. Stella's gentle smile spreads into a grin. Well, aren't you romantic? If you think my looks are nice, wait till you try my pancakes. These are what you'll have coming back for more. Wait, these are what'll have you coming back for more. And that's the last one. Let's have ourselves a breakfast feast. Gretchen always looks like she's so concerned. Stella motions with a pancake-laden plate towards the table. You take a seat. Okay, take a bite of your pancakes. Hey, before we figure out our plans for the day, we should talk about Reese. Alright, let's do the explorers first. Yes, definitely gonna take a bite. They're incredible. A perfectly crispy crust with a light and fluffy interior, still steaming from the heat of the pan with a generous pour of maple syrup, adding a flavorful sweetness. A rich, buttery aftertaste lingers on your plate. Palate, not plate. A stack of these, made with love by someone who cares about you, is a perfect way to start your day. Okay, yeah, hey, before we figure out our plans for the day, we should talk about Reese. Yeah. Why? Did something happen? Oh, right. She just doesn't know. Oh, Lord. This is gonna be fun. You take a deep breath, then proceed to explain everything. Stella stares down at her pancakes in shock, trying to process what you've just said. Tears well up in Stella's eyes. Oh, after such a great night, did I have to make her upset? I mean, I know she needed to know, but oh. She tries to blink them away before you can notice. Oh, Gretchen's so concerned. He's what? She looks away for a long moment, trying to collect herself. So that means he's all alone right now, locked up in some tiny room? But I guess if he wasn't, then Dr. Kelly would be. I can't believe I was off dealing with all my own pathetic little problems yesterday. If I'd just been there, maybe things could have been okay. Maybe I could have talked him down, or, I don't know, done anything besides moping around while my friends went through the biggest crisis in his life. Friend. She takes a sullen bite of pancake. Oh man, I feel so bad. With it, she seems to swallow her momentary distress, her casual demeanor returning as she gives you a weak smile. But it's over. I trust you made the right call in the moment, and for now, we have a mystery to solve. Though I will be making a visit to the doc's office soon. It's better than letting him kill someone. I bought us time to figure out the best course of action. He's not the kid you grew up with anymore, Stella. He's something else now. Let's do this one. Stella continues staring down at her pancakes. But her shoulders loosen. A forced smile plasters on her face. Oh, well, no point in talking about it. We have a lot on our plate today, so many mysteries to solve. Wayne stopped by while you were in the shower last night. Wayne said Tabitha wouldn't be around today. I think we should bust into the Forbidden Wing today. So what's the plan for today? What if we just take a chill one? No ghouls, no mysteries, just hanging out before I leave in a few days. I'm so excited to spend the day with you. It's so good to have you back. I already missed you yesterday. Say nothing and dig it. No, I'm gonna be very forthcoming. Wayne stopped by while you were in the shower last night. Whoa, that's scary. This is my house. I live here. What did he want? He said Tabitha wouldn't be around today. Nothing important. Yeah. what a coincidence. I was going to suggest snooping around the estate. Of course. And unless Wayne is lying, which maybe he is, it sounds like today is a perfect opportunity to snoop. So we won't be snooping alone. How can we be sure Tabitha won't be there? I know Tabitha. She'll be at work. Plus, isn't there a strike going on or something? No way is she going to be relaxing at home today. We'll have the place to ourselves. I trust Wayne. He hasn't led me astray yet. I don't trust Wayne, but I trust him on this. As soon as Tabitha told me the forbidden wing was forbidden, I've needed to see what's in there. Yes, I just didn't do it earlier, which I kind of wish I had. Hell yeah, let's snoop. Yes, Tabitha will keep no more secrets from me. I hate it up at the estate. Do we really have to go? You want to do my mystery stuff today, but we could just chill instead. Are you sure about this? Alternate plan. We sit around here all day watching TV and not sticking our nose in spooky problems and say nothing. Well, that's boring. I don't know if I trust him. Yeah, this one. As soon as Tabitha told me the forbidden wing was forbidden, I needed to see what's in there. Right? You can't just name something the forbidden wing and expect people to not want to explore it. She's practically asking us to sneak in. We should be careful, though. Alright, pancakes have been eaten and I'm fueled up for today's activities. Let's head out. Stella stands up, Gretchen hopping down from her chair to stand at Stella's side, and the two of them lead you to the door and out into the chilly morning air. The walk through town is quiet. It's early, and though you can smell the diner cooking up the diner cooking up breakfast for hungry miners and brewing coffee for cops to sip while ignoring the horrors plaguing Scarlet Hollow, Main Street is deserted. You and Stella feel like the only people in the world watching the sun rise over the library. So yeah, I don't really see anything in the scene here, other than the obvious, I'm not doing well. The estate looms over the three of you more unwelcoming than it's ever been, as if the small bit of time you've spent away in a warm house still full of the love that built it has made the mere thought of the crumbling manor unbearable. Wow, I can barely remember the last time I made my way up that hill. Pearl Ann didn't exactly make it easy for me to see Tabitha, so we usually hung out anywhere else we could think of. So, I'm actually wondering, this is something my partner and I talked about, that they think that the two of them maybe had a thing together, which sounds plausible, but because of how Pearl Ann was, Tabitha was worried Pearl Ann might do something to Stella, so she called it off. Your aunt had a tendency to shoot first and ask questions later, so I figured it was best not to risk winding up at the business end of her shotgun. You only make that mistake once. It's sad to see how much worse it's gotten. That cliff used to be a lot farther away from the house, but it's claimed a lot of ground. The place looks like it could fall any day now. Yeah, and I'm 100% certain that's the Forbidden Wing, and that's why. It used to be such a beautiful house. Keen eye. The odd sadness that creeps into Stella's eyes as she looks up at the place makes you wonder if it's really the house she's concerned about. After all, a home isn't often a reflection of its occupants. Is often. And even if what they had died a long time ago, it's never easy to see someone you once cared about decay and collapse in on themselves. Together, you cross the threshold, the ancient door creaking open to reveal the familiar dusty foyer. Gretchen. Knowing Tabitha isn't here to keep you in line gives the place a new feeling, like you have complete ownership of the place, and that any secrets it once held are yours to be uncovered, if only you can figure out where to look. You can feel how much the floor is tilting. Jeez, the place has really gone to the dogs since the last time I was here. Everything feels so much older and disused. I can't believe Tabitha is still living here. I'm sure she has a lot of memories tying her to the place, but it feels like it could come down around our ears any second. So, where to first? Your bedroom, the door to the forbidden wing. Let's do the explore. Let's go up to my room first. Oh, got something up there you want to show me? Stella gives you a flirtatious wink. Lead the way. The two of you make your way up the rickety stairs and into the guest room. The moment you enter the room, Gretchen and Frau start growling at each other. Uh-oh, this is gonna be trouble. Gretchen lets out a short, sharp yap. That's all it takes for Frau to launch from the bed, skirting away down the hallway. You hear her gallop down the stairs, undoubtedly returning to her spot in the kitchen. Gretchen is victorious. Anyway, if I remember correctly, this is Pearl Ann's old room. Tabitha really wasted no time getting this place turned over for guests. Somehow, someone has been here. The closet is wide open and its contents have been dragged out into the room, a discolored residue smeared on some of the larger boxes, giving you a hint as to who might be behind the invasion of privacy. Holy shit. That mess has gotta be Wayne, right? I think I'd know if you were that messy. Alright. Does that mean this is where Pearl Ann died? Check in on the opossum. Yes, if it will let us. I just want to do this first. I wouldn't know. Tabitha hasn't really said anything about it, but she died in her sleep, so one can assume. It's okay. Now you can just sleep in my bed for the rest of the week. If Tabitha gets mad, oh well. She shouldn't have made you sleep in a dead lady's bed without even telling you. Okay, check in on the opossum. You make your way to the dresser, pulling out the drawer to check on the little opossum who lives there, and the larger one that joined it. Uh-oh. But they're gone. Not even the bread remains. It's just an empty drawer. Oh, are you getting changed? I could give you some privacy, or not, whichever. Okay, there's usually a little opossum in there. Hope he's okay. Nah, all those clothes have opossum stink on them, but the opossums are nowhere to be found. No, I want to talk about those. So, which one? Yeah, let's do this one. There's usually a little opossum in there. Hope he's okay. Aw, opossums are so cute. Weird that one lives in the drawer right next to where you sleep, but I guess I'm sorry he's wandered off. You slide the drawer shut. Okay. Yeah, the closet was not like this yesterday morning. So your room's been tampered with. All the more reason to check it out. You and Stella cross the room to investigate the open closet door. The back of it hangs slightly ajar. It looks like it was never a solid wall at all, but rather a door, previously hidden behind the pile of boxes and papers that was dragged out of the way overnight. There is no doorknob, only a small circle of metal where a doorknob would be, punctuated with a keyhole. Key 9. You can't help but notice that the doll from the other day is conspicuously absent. both from the closet and from the pile of garbage flowing out of it. Is that a hidden door? Yes, I knew it. I knew there were going to be hidden passages. Stella whips out her camera, nearly fumbling and dropping it in excitement, but she regains her steadiness, aiming into the gloom of the closet at the sliver of light from the room beyond. Stellars, you are not going to believe this. We're here in the Scarlet Estate, trying to get to the bottom of what exactly is going on around town, and have just uncovered this hidden door in Squarechique's closet. I think you're right, Stella. Wayne is behind this. There used to be this really creepy doll in here. It's gone, Stella. Don't you think Tabitha is gonna get mad if you for filming in here? Like, legal action mad? Okay, let's do this one. It's gone, Stella. Maybe we'll find someone in there? Maybe the doll is behind everything. Maybe the doll is behind everything bad that's been happening here. I think you're right, Stella. Wayne is behind this. Don't you think No, okay. We're going in. Guess we found our way into the Forbidden Wing. You're going to be the death of me, Stella. You go first. I'm too scared. This is too easy. I don't trust it. We're going to the downstairs entrance. We can figure out our own way in. Step into the secret passage. Alright, yeah. We're going in. That's right. You both step forward, Stella filming as she dramatically opens the door, its hinges creaking appropriately. Together, you enter the Forbidden Wing of the Scarlet Estate. I'm guessing if you try to go to the other entrance, it's blocked, is my guess. The room you find yourself in is mostly barren, with no real furniture to speak of. The wallpaper is peeling with neglect, and the floor tilts uncomfortably beneath you. Already you can see why Tabitha would be so intent on keeping you out of these unused rooms. This doesn't feel like a place for humans anymore. It's hard to see, but Gretchen looks so concerned. Stella continues forward excitedly, camera held up to catch every detail. You follow her into the hallway beyond the small, forgotten room. Wow, an exclusive look at the ruins of the Scarlet Estate. Even if we don't find anything supernatural in here, this is already great stuff. Before you is a long hallway. Dust dances in the weak sunlight, beaming in through cracked glass. A tinge of mildew stings your nose, warning you away, though there's nowhere else to run to now. An ornate entryway, its door long gone, breaks the monotony of the faded wallpaper, and a staircase looms at the far end. Keen eye. You can't help but notice the tracks leading up and down the grimy hallway floor. And you aren't surprised to see Wayne's unmistakable large boot print among their number. Clearly, the Forbidden Wing is only forbidden for some. Oh, those are fresh prints. Looks like our friend has been doing some exploring of his own. We'll have to be careful. I'd rather not run into him while sneaking around in here. Explore. Investigate the ornate entryway. You both make your way to the dark doorway in the middle of the corridor. It seems like some kind of entertainment room, the sort you'd expect out of fancy rich people who wanted to show off. The stench of mildew is strong here. Your already weakened lungs aching from the strain of breathing in such toxic air. You can see why Tabitha doesn't want you exploring these rooms. There is a large painting on the on the far wall of the room. From a distance, it looks like it might depict the town. Jeez, it's a miracle any of this is still standing. Tabitha should really think about moving before this half of the house decides to finish falling off the cliff. Yeah, it's just completely open right there. Oh, keen eye. Your eyesight isn't what it was just a few days ago, but you've learned to work around the degradation of your vision. As Stella excitedly films B-roll of the ruined parlor, your eyes are drawn to a bookshelf, or rather, what's left of a bookshelf, hanging by a single rusted hinge. Its sagging shelves reveal some sunless space beyond, once hidden, now exposed by the rot of the house. And it seems that Stella has spotted it too, as she turns her camera towards the dark entryway. A hidden room? Oh man, the fans are gonna love this. Okay, examine the painting, investigate the hidden room. Let's look at the painting first. Hopefully we'll get to do that one as well. The painting highlights a number of old buildings and locales, many of which you've already visited. The town hall, the estate, the mines, and the clinic, still called a hospital at the time of this painting. And then there are the places you've yet to see, the church, as well as the historical Callaway Tremaine homestead. And that would be our little town. Oh, there's a plaque under it. In commemoration of Enoch Scarlet, head of the Scarlet Hollow Landmark Revitalization Project. Let the past never be forgotten. Oof. I feel like writing something like that is just asking to wind up gathering dust in a neglected room like this. Let this be a lesson to all of my viewers looking to immortalize their life's work. So, all two of you, maybe. Okay, investigate the hidden room. Stella gives you a helpful boost over the wide crack in the floor, her strong hands hoisting you across with ease. Together, you dug between the shelves, entering the dark room. The space is dark. It features barely illuminated by the faint light trickling in through the myriad of cracks and holes in the walls. The wallpaper, a deep, exquisite red, adds a blood-like glow to the dimness. There is some creepy looking stuff. Creepy. Is that a gun? What is that? The walls are lined with ornate display cabinets, some empty, some still presenting their antique treasures. Nestled between the cabinets, a single tall bookshelf remains standing, its occupants dusty but mostly intact. But all of these are ornamental details. Your focus is drawn to an expensive-looking antique desk in the center of the room. Jesus, that scared the crap out of me, Gretchen. Gretchen barks out at the rest of the room, attempting to intimidate whatever it is she smells. Shh, Gretchen. We wouldn't want anybody to find us here. Who knows, they might try to seal it back up. Amontillado style? I don't know what that word is. Gretchen quiets down, but that doesn't stop her from thoroughly investigating the space. This is it, Stellars. The kind of find every urban explorer hopes for. A hidden room locked away in the Scarlet Estate, full of weird artifacts and keepsakes no one was ever supposed to find. They weren't counting on a couple of investigative documentarians like us to go looking. But here we are, about to blow your family's sordid past wide open. Okay. Investigate documentarians. Oh wait, investigative. Is that what YouTubers are? Examine the desk. Yeah, let's say this first. It's what this YouTuber is. I've been thinking of opening with that instead of the YouTube thing. Then I wouldn't have to explain what YouTube is to any old people who ask what I do for a living. You know what? It's actually a good idea. Not that the old people around here don't already know all about it and have YouTube accounts just so they can follow my channel. But, you know, hypothetical future old people I might meet. Examine the desk. Yeah, sorry guys, I still don't have a whole lot of breath lately. You step toward the desk. Maybe there's something worth finding in its drawers. Okay, open the top drawer. The top drawer mostly contains old-timey letter writing materials, complete with a fancy dagger-shaped letter opener and a wax stamping kit emblazoned with the initials ES. The wax seems lightly gnawed. Underneath, you find a pile of crumbling financial documents. Scrawled in neat cursive in every spot that needed a signature is the name Enoch Scarlet. This must be his desk, meaning this must also be his study. And hidden among the documents, you find an ancient photograph. A stern, blonde man stares up at you from the detritus at the bottom of the drawer. A face you're surprised to find you recognize. It's the man from your vision, the one in the hospital bed. Hey, I've seen that before. That's the picture of Theodore they put in the local history books. That's your great-great-uncle or something, the one who died in the collapse. Tell Stella about your vision. I had a vision about him yesterday. No way. Enoch said he was working with a witch and that she'd be able to help him fix things, but this was in the hospital after the collapse. He didn't die in the collapse. He and Enoch talked in the hospital afterwards. Teddy was supposed to come home. I think it's kind of difficult to remember exactly. Stella focuses the camera on you as you explain the vision you saw yesterday. She's clearly shocked by this revelation, drinking in every word, eyes growing wide. But the whole town was told he died in the collapse. For over a century, that's the story we've been told. But if he didn't, what happened after he was brought back here? Maybe he never made it home? If he died in the hospital from his injuries, that isn't so different from dying in the collapse, right? Street smart. Feel around for anything you might have missed. Absolutely. As you search for anything more notable among the contents of the drawer, you notice something peculiar. An irregularity in the molding along the top edge of the desk, almost as if it had been removed and replaced at some point. You slip a hand into the drawer, feeling along what would usually be the solid oak of the top of the desk, but the space is clearly hollow. Your fingers making light, knocking sounds as they fumble against the wood. Fortunately, it's a very simple lock, and you have years of experience. In moments, the secret drawer slides open, revealing its treasures. Ooh. It's a bundle of notes. As the pages unfold, Stella's eyes grow wide. Isn't that? Scrawled on the first page is a design you find familiar. It's the stone from that pit in the mines. Its mini arm design scratched into the paper by an untrained hand. There are more here, and little notes next to them too. The handwriting is terrible. I don't even think some of this is in English, but it looks like this one says prosperity? There are other drawings here, some of which you find just as familiar. The goat head carving from what was once the town hall, and the circle of figures from the clinic. There are notes scrawled in the margins around the designs, most either illegible or written in some language you don't understand, though a few words stand out. Prosperity, next to the stone from the mines. Dominion, paired with the stone from Town Hall. Vitality with the clinic. The remaining captions seem to read Spirit, Bounty, and Throne, all attached to designs you don't recognize. Let's see. Explore. Open the bottom drawer. The bottom drawer offers resistance as you try to pull it out. It would seem that even after all of these years, the lock on it still holds. Street smart. Not a problem. Oh. You're surprised to see familiar faces staring up at you from within a nest of odd glass vials. It's the little opossums from your room. It seems they, too, found their way into the Forbidden Wing. Gretchen barks and strains to get at the poor beasts, breaking the eerie silence of the Forbidden Wing with a cacophony of doggy wrath. Oh yeah, they play dead. The opossums, in turn, fall over, feigning death. Jeez, Gretchen, calm down. I'm not letting you go after a couple poor little opossums. You don't even have teeth. This isn't a fight you're gonna win. Stella reaches out a foot, holding the squirming Gretchen close to her chest, and slides the drawer shut. I do wish that we would have been able to maybe grab one of those little glass vials, but I don't think I would have put my hand down there anyway. The opossums are safely stored away where the bloodthirsty, toothless pug can't try to wrap her gums around their little throats. Step away from the desk. You've seen enough. Return to the hallway. Step away from the desk. I don't want to leave the room just yet. Oh, I guess we will. You've seen enough. Go back to the hallway. Okay, let's see where those footprints lead. You find yourself on the 3rd floor of the estate for the first time. As you take in your surroundings, Stella slowly pans the camera down the length of the hall. Working to build dread and tension for her future viewers, she clears her throat again, resuming her narration in a charmingly professional hosting voice. Yeah, I can't do a charmingly professional voice, but clearly, Squarechique and I are not the only people who have passed through the supposedly forbidden wing. Who knows, we might wind up running into someone else sneaking around in here. If you're watching this as found footage after the 2 of us went missing, now you know where to start looking for our bodies. Jeez. She drops the camera after her morbid joke, her voice returning to its usual casual cadence. Looks like the footprints go all the way down this hallway into that far door. Ooh, keen eye. You also notice that there are much fainter tracks leading to the room in front of you, its doorway hidden behind a stack of boxes. These prints are old enough to have accumulated some dust. They were also notably not made by boots. If you had to guess, you'd assume they were loafers or some other kind of low heel. Okay, so we have a few explorers. Approach the window. Try to move the boxes from in front of the nearest door. Enter the middle room. Yeah, let's do this one first. You do your best to shove the boxes out of the way. They feel packed full of lead. You can practically hear your shoulders and hips creaking and straining with the effort. But try as you might, you can only budge them about an inch. Then they seem to cement themselves in place, and you find yourself gasping for breath after another few desperate pushes. I bet you, if we had taken the strength one at the beginning of this game, we probably would have been able to push that away. Here, let me help you with that. You don't need to go straining yourself, what with the whole, overnight graying situation. Stella steps in, pushing the stack away with a bit of strain. Ooh, so if Stella hadn't been with us, like if we had come to investigate before we met Stella, we wouldn't be in this situation either. Woof. Seems like somebody was trying to keep whatever was in here extra secret. Joke's on them. That just makes me want to tell everyone about it even more. Two girls with a doll. The room is coldly empty. The large antique bed is made, its sheets ancient and dusty, but still somehow giving off the feeling of tidiness. Even with cobwebs stretched between each corner of its four-poster frame. Search the desk, search the closet. Let's do the desk first. You step towards the desk, its drawers particularly overflowing with stationery. Receipts? You start opening drawers. Each one is filled with paper, stacked haphazardly, practically spilling out as you attempt to dig through for anything important. All these bills and receipts are in Edwardine's name. Guess we know whose desk this is. The rest of the room is so neat and tidy. It's amazing that her drawers are such a hoarder's nest of old paper. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Scarlet ladies have always been like this, pretending they have everything together on the surface, then being a total mess on the inside. Sounds like Tabby to a T. Oh, don't tell her I said that. When you reach the bottom right drawers, you find something entirely different. Greeting cards, letters, small wrapped packages, some open, some sealed, some crumpled into messy balls. Picture. Dad. Old geezer. Princess for a day. You open one of the cards. Both pages are taken up by a handwritten note. Oh, don't know who this was. Tabby, hope you're doing well. Not a day goes by that I don't miss you. Hope Pearland treats you to your best Christmas yet. I'm not sure what sort of doodads you're into these days, so I sent a little something that made me think of you. I made sure they were the best shells of the bunch. Not sure how rare any of them are, but they're awful pretty, and they've still got the beach smell. And make sure you put your ear up to them too. It doesn't compare to the real thing, but it comes close enough. And in case you think that makes me a cheapskate, I made sure to send along a little cash too, so you can get yourself something a little nicer than glorified beach trash. Make sure you get Pearl Ann to take you to the nice toy store, because that's where I'd take you if I was there. If you get the time, I'd love to hear from you. I miss you so much. Miss you so much, Tabby, and I'm always thinking of you. You can come out and visit me anytime. I know you've always wanted to see what it's like out east. I've made sure to write out my address on the back of this card, just in case you didn't know how to get a hold of me. Been missing you, my incredible, wonderful, amazing daughter. All my love, Dad. Oh my God. Stella lowers the camera, averting its gaze from the deeply personal letters. Tabby said her dad never tried to get in touch, that he just abandoned her. Oh no. Was she taking them and just keeping them away? Oh my God. You pull out another from closer to the top of the pile. Happy birthday, Tabby. It's me again, your old dad. So the big 2-0. I can't believe my daughter is such an adult. In my mind, you're still that bouncy little kid doing cartwheels in the front lawn, telling me what various sounds animals make like you're the professor of animal noises. I have no idea if you read these, but I'll keep writing them, even if sometimes it feels like I'm writing them to a ghost. I mean, we haven't spoken in almost 15 years. You're a whole human being now, and I have no idea what you're like. I like to think we'd get along, though. As always, my address is on the back. I hope you'll decide to come visit me one of these days. I've got a guest room all set up just in case. It's always ready for you, kid. Oh, man. I love you, and I always will, no matter who you turned out to be. Love, Dad. Wow. That makes me feel awful. If was it Pearl Ann? Her aunt. If she was keeping these things from her. That's awful. There are years and years of these. The bottom drawer is almost entirely unopened. Envelopes dated from when Tabitha would have been just a kid. All from him. Kind of looks like Edwardine and Pearl Ann were keeping these from Tabitha on purpose for practically her entire life. I don't even know if we should tell her. I mean, there could have been a good reason, right? Like, maybe he was awful and telling her would just be painful and dredge up bad memories, but I think we should tell her. Street smart. We should tell her, but let's pretend they were in one of those boxes in my room. Yeah, let's do that one. Oh, smart. She wouldn't have to know we were back here. Stella stuffs a handful of letters into her bag. Okay, search the closet. You make your way to the closet. It's as lifeless and tidy as the rest of the room. It seems Edwardine kept things neat and orderly, or as neat and orderly as she could, considering the decaying state of the place. This looks to me like where Pearl Ann would go shopping for Tabby's clothes. It's exactly the sort of thing she wears. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've seen her in that dress before. The only thing here besides her clothes and shoes is a box, shoved off to one side. You pick it up. Child-sized overalls, striped shirts, a small pair of trousers with suspenders still attached. One of those little sailor suits boys from the 50s were always wearing. Boys' clothes. That's weird. When was the last time a boy was born into the family? Okay. When you pull out the last shirt, a note is revealed, tucked away in the bottom of the box in a protective plastic sleeve. It's scrawled in almost illegible handwriting, written in some thick brown watery ink that's cracked with age. Mommy, I am in here too, and I love you. Okay. What the? Right? As Stella handles the note, Gretchen anxiously stomps on the floorboards. It's okay, Gretchen. You don't have to squirm so much. It's just paper. Really, really creepy paper. Stella zooms in on the unsettling note, making sure the camera takes in every detail. Okay, I got that the footage I need. You should put that back before you get a curse from it or something. You drop the note back into the box, once again covering it with the clothes. Folks, what you just saw was found in the bottom of a box of boys' clothes, hidden away in Edwardine Scarlet's closet. Yet the only children she supposedly ever had were 2 girls. This mystery is getting so thick, it's gone from gumbo to gravy. Okay. I found records yesterday, and actually Edwardine had a stillborn boy, middle name Charles. I'm scared that was scary. Okay, yeah, let's say that. Stella's eyes go wide. No way. You're not just winding me up, right? Because that is a bombshell. I mean, do you think Charlie? But then, oh my god. Okay, hear me out. What if he wasn't stillborn? I mean, he would have been a bastard son, right? And with Enoch the way he was, and the fact that your family has the whole Southern Gothic thing going on? I hope we find more about this. Forget about gravy. The mystery just boiled over. Okay, you're done here. Return to the hallway. You and Stella return to the hallway. Yeah. Middle room or window? Let's do the middle room. I'm actually a little worried that if we look out the window, we're gonna see Tabitha coming home or something. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Oh boy, we've got a haunted nursery, everybody. Check the bookshelf. The top shelf is occupied by antique picture books, Dick and Jane nursery rhymes, ancient editions of Grimm's fairy tales. Ooh, you could sell those. The lower shelves are full of educational material, from children's encyclopedias to writing practice workbooks. From the sheer number of learning-oriented books on the shelf, you get the impression that the children who lived here were not supposed to be as interested in fun and fiction as they were in diction and spelling. I'm guessing homeschooled. Keen eye. But that doesn't seem to have stopped them from making their own fun. You see quite a few books with children's art stuffed in between the pages, the corners peeking out tiny scribbled hands waving at you from their yellowed paper. Okay, explore keen eye. Pull out the children's art. Yes. You take a particularly doodled on encyclopedia off the shelf. Me. Alexandria. The zoo. The mines? If Mommy and Grandpa took us to work. If Daddy plays with me in Maribel. If. Why do all these say if? If my family goes to the zoo, if Mommy and Grandpa took us to work, if me and Maribel and Mommy and Daddy and Grandpa have a picnic. All are signed with the carefully scrawled signature of Alexandra Scarlet. There's a strange, fantastical element to these pictures. Everyone is smiling and sitting together as any family would in a child's drawing. And yet, it feels like these are drawn in the same hopeful way a child would draw a unicorn. Expressions of some reality that Alexandra could only dream of. Yeah, because it says if. Like, these are things that I think she wanted to happen, but didn't happen. Keen eye. There are less joyful illustrations as well. Daddy napping shows their father sleeping in a chair. A bottle of brown liquor conspicuously drawn on the table next to him. The two girls and what you assume must be Alexandra's doll hovering in the doorway some distance away. Mommy going to work. Frowny face. Mommy going to work shows the girls crying in the upstairs window of a house as their mother walks away, an angry frown scrawled on her face. Wow, these are awful. The viewers are going to eat this up. You get the feeling these are more accurate depictions of the girls' lives. The boy in the wall. The last picture you pull out gives you pause. There's a new figure here, seemingly drawn behind a barrier. The two girls sit on the other side, smiles on their cartoon faces. I wonder if this is Wayne? No. See, we don't know how old Wayne is. He doesn't look like he's that old. I mean, we can't see his face. Yeah, the boy in the wall. The boy in the wall? Are you kidding me? People are going to think I planted this or something. It's just too creepy. Stella makes sure to linger on the image, getting plenty of B-roll of the scribbled lines. Read a few writing practice books. You leaf through a few of the practice workbooks, gently turning the near-crumbling pages. Reasons Mommy should take me and Maribel to the zoo. 1. We have been very good girls and have not cried for a whole week. 2. Maribel says elephants are so big and I would like to see one. 3. I think it would be very fun and Mommy would have a good time. These are also the work of Alexandra. You flip through the rest of the book, your eyes unfocused as the many practice sentences and letters copying pages flash by, but something near the back of the book gives you pause. In a section that starts with the prompt, "Today I," Alexandra continues with, "talked to the boy in the wall." There he is again. More boy in the wall. I'm getting goosebumps. This is just so weird. Hold on a minute. The little boy's clothes. The note. The fact that Edwardine had a bastard son at some point. Now a boy in the wall? This is all starting to add up. Okay, you're done here. Return to the hall. You and Stella make your way back to the hallway. Okay, approach the window. You carefully approach the window at the far end of the hall. That sure is a cliff. There is nothing below the window but the tops of distant trees, the ground having crumbled away. You wouldn't catch me standing there. No. The only thing stopping you from plummeting to your death is the straining foundation that still somehow holds this place together. At least for now. Jesus. Okay, follow the trail into the farthest room. You continue following the trail of footprints, approaching the farthest room down the hall. The door was clearly meant to be hidden, but it's been left open. Street smart. Someone left it open for you. Wait, how would we know that? Like us specifically? How would we know that? Get it, Gretchen. Gretchen begins to shake in fear, whining meekly as she glances around the room with wide, anxious eyes. It's okay, Gretchen. It's just a big empty room. There's nothing to be scared of. Keen eye, the curtains on the far side of the room catch your eye. Uh-oh. Below them, you can see the edge of a tiled section of floor, the smooth white porcelain, a strange contrast against the hardwood. Pull back the curtain. You cross the room and yank back the curtain. Oh, whoa. Stella raises the camera, its lens trailing up the tiles to the meat hook dangling from the end of a heavy chain in the center of the odd, shower-like alcove. That's some creepy sounds. You can just make out the rusty stains of what looks like long-dried blood in between the tiles. There's been an effort to clean it up, but just enough was missed that it doesn't escape your attention. Oh, Lord. Well, Stellars, if anybody has any idea what this is, please enlighten us. It almost looks like a place where you'd butcher something. But what is it doing all the way up here, across from the nursery of all places? Leave it alone and move on. Sounds like a great idea. Stella crosses the room, training the camera on the door on the far side. Like the way you entered, it too has been left ajar, as if inviting you to explore what might be behind it. The doors to this room seem like they would be almost totally invisible if they hadn't been left open. There aren't handles or anything, just keyholes. So it's gotta be a hidden passage. Amazing your family really pulled out all the stops when it comes to creepy stuff. Follow Stella. Good lord. You exit into a short hallway. There are stairs here leading back down to the lower floors, but there's also another door. Yeah, Wayne's the one that asked us to investigate here, so my guess is he's the one that left these open. Are those scratches? Eesh. It's hanging ajar, the many locks and deadbolts along its edge glimmering in the weak morning light. The doorframe itself is gouged and splintered, evidence that some desperate creature tried to save itself from the room beyond, time and time again. Holy shit. Gretchen's whining reaches a fever pitch. Let's listen to the dog. Let's get out of here. Jeez, okay, I got it. The scary room is too scary for a little dog like you. You don't have to go in, just don't go running off anywhere. Lord. See how the edge of the door is all messed up? Looks to me like something didn't want to be put back in there. Before you can stop her, Stella steps into the little room, her camera drinking in every detail. Oh my god. You step forward to join her, Gretchen remaining rooted to the floor outside. This was a prison cell. Everything about this place reeks of neglected humanity. The walls are covered in scratches, legible words mixed in with the nonsense of desperate clawing. The one window, set high in the far wall, is fitted with a thick pane of glass, as if the iron bars just beyond it wouldn't be enough to hold the imprisoned. You can't help but notice that the doll from your closet sits watching you from the bed, one eyelid drooping. It adds an extra layer of menace to the already deeply unsettling room. So whose place was it? Property of Alexandra. Look at all these scratches on the walls. Did a person do all this? I can't imagine how much it would have hurt. Keen eye. You can't help but notice that Stella's camera is no longer recording. Its little red indicator as dead as the air hanging over this room. It stinks too, like nothing I've ever smelled before. I've been in sewer drains that smell better. Tabby. What happened here, Squarechique? What the hell happened here? Your eyes are drawn to the massive almost letters, dug as deep into the brick as the cell prisoners could manage, highlighted with whatever pigments were available. Okay. That doll used to be in my closet, property of Alexandra. Stella walks over to the doll and examines it. Property of Alexandra. Kids always talked about how she went missing. It's one of our town's urban legends. I wonder if they ever found her body. Maybe there wasn't a body to find. Okay. Keen eye. You stopped recording. Yeah, let's let her know. You stopped recording. Yeah? You and Stella are interrupted by a sound wrapping around you. Music. The tinkling of piano keys, played by a clumsy hand. They echo up a narrow staircase at the end of the hall, one you've yet to travel. You hear that creepy music, right? Stella seems uncharacteristically shaken. She clutches at your arm, the camera trembling in her hand. Oh God, someone else is in here. Street smart. You know who this has gotta be. It's Wayne, trying to be dramatic and mysterious, though it seems to be working, as you can tell from the wild-eyed look in Stella's eyes as she stares down the length of the hallway. There is something strangely compelling about it, too. Like he's giving you a personal invitation, asking you to come to him, rather than forcing you into another confrontation. The two of you stagger back into the hall. Do you think it's him? Wayne? Stella seems to swallow her momentary fear, straightening back up and letting the light return to her features. If it is him, he could have information. He seems like he knows a lot about what's been going on in town. And who knows, maybe he'd be more willing to talk now that we found all those secrets your family has been hiding. Okay. I'll go alone. He might be more willing to talk if it's just me. We'll go talk to him together. If Wayne wants to talk to me so badly he can ditch the theatrics and just talk to me, let's leave. No way, I'm going to go looking for some spooky guy playing spooky music. Let's just leave. Take her hand and go back the way you came. Take her hand and follow the music. Yeah, let's take her hand and follow the music. Wayne clearly set all of this up for you to see. It's only right for you to hear what he has to say. You silently take Stella's hand, squeezing tightly as you pull her towards the music. Come on, Gretchen, I'll carry you. Stella scoops up Gretchen, the pug still visibly shaking with the fear this place seemed to instill in her, though Stella's comforting grip seems to ease her poor little doggy spirit. That's right, my little old lady. Nothing bad happened, besides being shaken to my core, I guess. But nothing physical. We're just seeing one scary man and then we're leaving. Her grip is firm and warm and reassuring, and together you make your way down the hall to the source of the eerie music. The stairs take you into what you have to assume was once a servant's quarters, a network of cramped passageways hidden away behind the expansive room of the estate without so much as a window for illumination. But you persist and descend deeper into the bowels of the Scarlet Estate, the echoing piano your only company. And Stella. Soon enough, you see light again, the sun creeping in through the edges of a nearly hidden door. You're at the end of another long corridor. Its high ceilings and tall windows are almost disorienting as you step out from the cramped, gloomy stairwell. The music echoes mournfully in the vast space, a chorus of wind adding a melancholic harmony as it whips in from the overgrown courtyard outside. But as you make your way into one of the side rooms, utterly dark save from the open doorway on the far wall, the music stops. There's no warning, no gentle fade or dramatic slamming of keys. When you make your way to the music room, Wayne is already standing, his eyes glimmering in the darkness behind his stained veil. I'd hoped you'd come alone. Well, you'd better get used to me being around, because your days of harassing Squarechique are over. From now on, you'll have to harass the both of us. That's alright. You can enjoy your slattern? You and I are already bound by our fates. You need to come to understand that if you expect to help anyone, yourself included, you're running out of time. He slips away into the shadows. What did he just call me? Whatever, let's just leave, yeah? Now? I think we've seen enough, and the floor down here feels like it could give away and throw us down the cliff at any second. I wonder why that's softened. The warmth you and Stella shared last night seems to fall apart in the fresh air, shaken by the unearthed secrets of your family's past. A tense silence holds between the two of you as your mind does its best to grapple with what you found. I really hope Stella isn't a bad person. I don't know. The cell, the doll, Enoch's occult sanctuary, the boy in the wall, and his outfits in Edwardine's closet. Is it possible your cousin has known about all of this? Your eyes dart back up to Stella. Her gaze is fixed on some non-existent point far off in the distance, and you can only try to imagine what she might be thinking. Maybe she feels you're connected in some impossible way to what you've just discovered. Like you carry whatever went on there in your blood. And Tabitha, who had lived under the same roof as that cell her entire life. This silence feels like a terrible thing, like detritus clogging the air, suffocating the fragile growth of a barely formed relationship. There is a feeling that the longer you wait to say something, anything, the more your tentative relationship will unravel second by second. So say something, say anything, just break this awful silence already. Okay, are you mad at me? You're not posting any of that online, right? So you're posting that to your channel, right? I had nothing to do with any of that. I don't think we can trust my cousin. Do you think Tabitha knows? Tabitha has to know, right? There's no way she doesn't. Do you think Tabitha's going to lock me up in there? Maybe the dungeon was just a sex thing? Yeah, let's just say, are you mad at me? Am I mad at you? No, of course not. Why would I? I'd never think you'd have anything to do with that. Just like it's obvious, Tabby doesn't have anything to do with that. We have to see her. She deserves to know what we found in there. I'm glad we're on the same page. God, those letters from her dad. Her mom kept so much from her. It makes me so mad just thinking about it. Okay, so we have a few extras. Street smart. Let's say for just a second that we can't trust her. Why would we ever risk tipping our hand and letting her in on what we know? Okay, keen eye. The room with the letters from her dad was blocked off by a pile of garbage. She could have known about the dungeon without knowing about her dad. You've always been so quick to defend her. How can I trust that you're not in on all of this? No! I don't know if I can do this. Okay. I'm not going to force anything here. I know how much she means to you, and I know better than to let that come between us. Let's go. Let's say that. I'm not going to force anything here. I know how much she means to you, and I know better than to let that come between us. Let's go. A palpable wave of relief washes over Stella. Yeah? Really? Okay. Then we're going to the mines. Come on. The mines seem quiet today. There are no miners milling around on the surface with sandwiches and cigarettes, trying to draw out the minutes before returning to their coal-dusted stations. It sounds like some whispering, maybe. The only sound is the constant low industrial clanking of unending productivity. The only sign of life, the slow-moving machinery beyond the rickety chain-link fence. The Scarlet Hollow mines are ticking along, as they always have. Sorry, let me get another drink. My throat is getting so dry. There is nothing here to stop you from seeing your cousin. Alright, looks like the coast is completely clear. Yeah, there's whispering. It's creepy. You and Stella make your way through the front gates and up the short path to your cousin's office. Stella doesn't bother to knock before twisting the door open and confidently stepping into the trailer. Tabby! Stella? Squarechique? What are you doing here? Why are you holding a shotgun? She is. She's got the one from up there. I clean it sometimes. Guns need that kind of thing, you know that. And this one has seen more action lately than usual. Needs some attention, that's all. Really? On a late start if you're only just swinging by to bother me. Long night, huh? Let's not do the small talk today, Tabby, please. Stella pulls up a chair, and the two of you sit down across from your increasingly anxious cousin. Hey, I didn't say you could sit. We just came from the Forbidden Wing, Tabby. Have you been there? Stella's question is answered with silence. Your cousin's eyes dart away, unable to meet your gaze, or Stella's, as she avoids the answer. Street smart. But her silence is the answer, or she would have launched into some lecture about safety and doing as you're told. No such lecture comes, only a quiet, monosyllabic response. Oh. You wouldn't believe what we found in there, the things your family hid from you? Stella, I thought we weren't going to just tell her we broke in. Tabitha, before you say anything, this wasn't my idea. Don't get defensive, let her talk. Tabitha, we found birthday cards from your dad in there. Lots of them. No need to interrupt, you can let Stella do the talking. Oh no. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do here. Well, nothing above that line, I don't think. Don't get defensive. Let her talk. Oh gosh. Yeah, let's cross our fingers and do. No need to interrupt. You can let Stella do the talking. You quietly sit back, letting Stella continue. Like Enoch's study, it was behind an old bookcase, and there was all this occult stuff in there. What, like being into the occult? Is that surprising? He was a rich man in the early 19th century. In 1900s. Of course he was into the occult. That was like a hobby back then. You know, I know that. I wouldn't have come all the way out here if that was it. But there was this other room where someone had tried to hide these big meat hooks behind a curtain with a drain underneath and what looked like old bloodstains. We also found these old clothes in Grandma Eddie's room. Boys' clothes and a freaky note that looked like it might have been written in blood. It said, "I'm still in here and I love you," or something. I don't know what that means, but it was in plastic. She clearly wanted to keep it. And these birthday cards from your dad, all stashed in a drawer. What? Someone had been hiding them from you, Tabby. He loves you. He sent them every year. No. No, I would have been told. Pearl Ann was a bitch, but she wouldn't, right? She wouldn't. Okay. There was a dungeon in there, Tabitha. I want to believe that you've never seen any of this. I want to believe that so badly. We're not trying to jump to any conclusions. We're just trying to make sense of what we found in there. That sounds good. Yeah, do you want to see the cards? We brought some of them with us. Maybe this one? That's a lot of scary stuff, Tabitha. Yeah. Yeah, do you want to see the cards? We brought some of them with us. Yeah, do you... But none of that is even important, because at the end of it all was this cell. A prison cell. Somebody was being kept in there. We found these old notebooks talking about a boy living in the walls, too, and I feel like that's all connected, especially since there was this creepy old doll in there. I just feel like maybe your family was keeping some of their own kids in that room. And just before we left, we ran into Wayne, and I'm pretty sure he's the one who made sure we found it, but I don't know why. He was all mysterious and called me some old curse word and left. Stella, I didn't think we were going to just put everything on the table like this. I'm just along for the ride. I didn't have anything to do with breaking into anything. Well, Tabitha, what do you have to say for yourself? Because this doesn't look good for you. Tell us the truth, Tabitha. Why did you invite me here? Oh? Tell me you have an explanation for all this. Tell me you didn't know what was in the Forbidden Wing, please. Oh no. Jesus, I don't want to accuse her. Should I say this? I feel like I should ask this. Oh god, okay. Ugh. Tell us the truth, Tabitha. Why did you invite me here? Not the angle I was trying to take here. We can all still be on the same side. We're supposed to all be on the same side. The two of you are family. It's not like she had ulterior motives inviting you to her mom's funeral. Right, Tabby? When Stella finishes, your cousin gathers herself and locks onto you with a steel gaze. I see how it is, Squarechique. No, no! I come save your ass. I help you find Stella. Let you two spend the night getting to know each other while I go home to pass out from managing the mine and chasing after you all day. Oh! Okay, I almost saved it before I made that choice because I was worried. But it's what I chose. We're gonna stick with it. Oh, God. And how do you repay me? By convincing her to break into my house, and dig through old family secrets like they're set dressings in a soap opera. Kenai, you notice your cousin make an odd twitch, some unnatural movement hidden behind her desk. Uh-oh. Street smart. Unnatural, but intentional. Is there some sort of switch that she hit? Maybe she has a panic button. You're not fooling me, Squarechique. I see it now. Using my own naive hope to try and get close to my only friend. All so you could turn her against me. Isn't that right? Tabby, come on. That's not what's going on at all. I want to hear it from Squarechique. Did you just hit some sort of panic button? I saw you do something weird under the table. What did you do? What's with the hostility? I thought we were getting along. We're not throwing accusations. I know you didn't see your dad's birthday card, so why would I think you'd seen everything else? There must be a way to put an end to all this. Tabitha, you don't have to follow in your family's footsteps. I think you're changing the subject, Tabitha. What do you have to say about everything we found in the estate? Yeah, I've turned Stella against you. What are you going to do about it? I don't care about you and Stella. I care about getting to the bottom of things. Alright. Did you just hit some sort of panic button? What? Okay, now you're both being ridiculous. Of course she didn't. No, Squarechique is right. Pearl Ann had a switch installed in the desk ages ago. Clearly, we need a mediating party, and now one is on its way. But I'm here. I can mediate. I'm good at that. How's this? Tabby, I know you're not to blame for anything we found in the estate. Clearly your family has a long legacy of keeping secrets, and I know you feel like we violated your trust by going into the closed-off wing and looking for clues. But look on the bright side. Now we can all try to get on the same page. Doesn't that sound good? Aren't you lonely keeping all these secrets? Please, Tabitha. I don't want this to end with anyone being dragged off by the police. And with what we have on you, don't you think there's a possibility it won't be Squarechique who winds up in handcuffs? Oh, do you have any evidence of these supposed crimes, or just footage of old rooms? Maybe an even better question would be, would you even be willing to use it if you did? As much as I can tell you like Squarechique, you've known me much, much longer. I doubt you'd ultimately be willing to turn in an old friend like me. I don't think Squarechique is capable of that much persuasion. The sound of an approaching police siren interrupts the argument before any further points can be made. I hope you had fun last night, Squarechique. I doubt the jail is going to be nearly as comfortable. Lord have mercy. How did this go so wrong so quickly? You're bluffing. I'm going to tell them everything. Then we'll see what they have to say about your innocence, Tabitha. You're really going to do this, aren't you? You're really going to have me arrested. Your own cousin. Nope, not gonna say that. Really goes to show how much you actually care about Stella. You don't call the cops on someone you care about. Tabitha, I came to be here for you because I know what it's like to be alone when your mom dies, and this is how you repay me? And what if we just leave? Yeah, let's do this one. I came to be here for you. Don't you try that emotional manipulation bullshit on me. You think I don't know a freeloader when I see one? I came here for you? Oh yeah. Not the free lunch? I doubt it. Tabby, you can't just act like everyone who's helping you is some master manipulator. Stella, quiet. Tabitha sighs, a certainty settling over her. I do wish I could be honest, you know, or really I wish honesty would do anything. But it's not going to keep the minds running. It's not going to fix the things that are actually broken around here. Because that's what the Scarlets do at the end of the day. We keep the machinery oiled. We make sure its components are replaced when they break. It's a legacy I have to maintain, as cruel and unglamorous as it might seem to anyone else. And I'll keep shouldering that burden alone for as long as I have to. It's what I was born for. You too, Squarechique, though you've been neglecting it for a long, long time. Okay, Tabby, you're starting to scare me. There's a knock at the office door. Miss Scarlet, permission to enter? You were called, weren't you? Come on in. The door swings open, and Deputy Franklin, the sternest member of the Scarlet Hollow's police force, walks in. Is there a problem, Miss Scarlet? Yes, officer. My cousin has been refusing to leave my property. And that's after admitting to having broken into the locked wing of the estate, which is, of course, my private property, and structurally unsound at that. In fact, Squarechique also endangered the life of Miss Richmond by dragging her along on that little bit of miscreancy. Hey, I wasn't dragged anywhere. I wanted to go, and isn't it technically also Squarechique's anyway? Like, by birth? No, breaking into your cousin's house is still breaking and entering. That's a pretty serious crime, Squarechique. But we were just looking, and we found things in there. Deputy, things you wouldn't believe. You need to go up there and... Stella, sit back down. There are some things I need to talk about with you. Let the deputy do what he was called to do. Talk? Without her? By the way, officer, if I were you, I would go ahead and get your handcuffs ready. Squarechique isn't the most compliant person in town. Feel free to use force. Oh my god. Understood, ma'am. Good grief. You can't just take me away if I'm not being charged with something. I've done nothing wrong. Tabitha, are you really doing this to me? What about all the bonding we did? We're really connected. Tabitha, are you really doing this to me? I'm the only family you have left. Are we sure about that? Stella, back me up here. I didn't do anything wrong. Let's not drag her into it. If you're arresting me, you should arrest Stella too. We did everything together. Why? We wouldn't... No. This whole town is doomed. You can't arrest me. Not when I'm the only one trying to stop what's coming. Ooh, that's probably not a good idea. Tabitha's the one you should be arresting. Her. She has a whole torture dungeon in her house. Remain silent. Yeah, let's... We're not gonna talk. You say nothing. Don't make this hard for me, kid. Deputy Franklin whips out his handcuffs, more than a little gleeful, as he uses some smooth police academy motion to lock them around your wrists. As you're dragged from the office, Stella calls out to you one last time. It's okay, Squarechique. Me and Tabby are gonna work this out. Then we'll come get you, and everything will be okay. I promise. Officer Franklin drags you from the office and towards the squad car, tossing you into the back seat and slamming the door. Ooh, ouch. As you're shoved into the car, a voice crackles over the radio. Franklin, pick up already. We ain't got all day, boy. Apologies, Sheriff. I was just apprehending Squarechique. I did some sleuthing while you and the boys were out and decided to make a move on the case. The Scarlet Kid? I didn't think she did anything arrest-worthy, but we can chat about that later. What is going on? We need you up at the farms pronto. Got ourselves a possible 187 brewing. Is it because of us not... Bo's dad? I can't remember. Duke. Is it because of the Duke thing? Okay, street smart. They're talking about a possible murder. 10-4. Damn. This day just keeps getting crazier. Suppose you'll have to come along for the ride, ma'am. Deputy Franklin wastes no time in turning on the sirens, blasting down the road towards whatever emergency is underway with you in tow. This is possibly one of the few times he has ever been able to do this, and despite his sunglasses and stiff demeanor, there is definitely an excitement in the way he cruises around the treacherous mountain turns. Goodness. As the car pulls up to the farms, you feel it again, a tingling at the back of your skull, an urgency, almost like a hand pressing you gently forward, with the threat that it might become more forceful if you don't comply. Like so much crying that can only stop if you tend to it. There is another stone here, and it is refusing to let you ignore it. Deputy Franklin gets out of the car, leaving you in the back as he joins the assembled crowd. Alright, Sheriff, what's the situation? Bo got tired of waiting for y'all to come do your jobs, so he took it upon himself to go investigate the Tremaine household, and he ain't come back out, and it's been hours. Irma, I'll do the honors of briefing the officer on our current situation. You can go back to the house and let us handle it from here. But y'all don't know about all his traps and whatnot. Duke was always saying not to go in there on account of the Tremaine insanity. It's alright, ma'am. We're the police. Facing dangerous situations is our job. The woman, who you take to be Beau's mom, reluctantly returns to the porch of her house, watching the other building intently as the officers talk amongst themselves. Franklin, you're with me. We're headed on in to get a handle on the situation. Derrickson, you listen in from the squad car. Hopefully we can settle this without you, but you're our backup if things go south, alright? Yes, sir. Think there's any hope for the hostage? Been awful quiet. If you ask me, I don't suspect there is a hostage. Not anymore. We'll more likely be giving the doc a call once this is all settled. What is going on? With a tip of his hat, Hugby signals to Franklin, and the two make their way up the hill towards the old farmhouse. Hey there, Squarechique. Sorry you had to come along for the ride. We'll have you back at the station soon enough. Sounds like this won't take long to settle. In the meantime, I'll keep you company. The thing calling out to you is starting to lose its patience. You need to find a way out of here before it gets angry. Okay. Could you let me go, please? I haven't done anything wrong. You don't really think Beau is dead in there, do you? If you guys are arresting me, could you also arrest the guy who's been stalking me since he's doing a real crime? Let me out, let me out, let me out. You don't understand. I need to get into that house. I have reason to suspect that there is a cursed stone here that holds some kind of ancient, possibly evil magic. I'll give you $100 if you let me go right now. I'm going to sue you all so hard. I'm going to take this to the FBI, the Supreme Court. Wait in silence. Let's ask about Beau. Yeah, you don't really think Beau is dead in there, do you? I'd love to be wrong about this. I really would. It'd be a real shame, considering what poor Irma's already been through this week, but Beau's a big man. Hard to keep a big man like that from moving around and making a fuss, and we've seen a whole lot of nothing going on in there. Still as the grave, if you pardon the expression. Could you let me go, please? Let's try this one. The guy that's been stalking me. A stalker, huh? Look, I'll level with you. There's not much we can do about a stalker until they do something a little more incriminating than follow somebody around. So you let us know when that happens, and we can see about helping you out. In the meantime, we'll keep you safe and sound down at the station, where no boogeyman can get you. Let's try this last explore. Could you let me go, please? I haven't done anything wrong. Oh, I'm sure you haven't, but that's why we're gonna bring you in to answer a few questions, so we can prove as much. And if we see that you really aren't a threat to the town, then we'll let you go, and that'll be that. A threat to the town? But what about innocent until proven guilty? Okay, should be no problem then, since I'm completely innocent. Could you at least let me out of the handcuffs? How am I supposed to prove that? Alright, I feel like we shouldn't badger him. Could you at least let me out of the handcuffs? I would, but you're all the way back there, and I'm all the way up here, and I just got comfortable. Plus, I got no backup. Can't do anything without backup. Have some patience. This will be over soon, just like I said. Alright. I'm gonna say wait in silence. There is a sound coming from the house on the hill, shouting, angry and panicked. A frantic voice crackles over the radio. Derrickson, come in. The sheriff is down. Those damn traps. Irma wasn't kidding. Keep it together, Franklin. Is he breathing? And what is the status on Tremaine and Calloway? Something in the basement, going down now. Oh no. Oh god. You hear an ungodly noise over the radio, a gunshot, and then static. Franklin, report! But there is only silence. Damn it, Franklin. Deputy Derrickson hesitates briefly outside your door, as if hoping someone might leave the farmhouse without his getting involved. But after a few seconds, he's heading up the hill, yelling something to Irma. Oh, great. And then a figure appears outside of the car door. A moment later, you hear the click of a lock. Time to go. You get out of the car, your body moving on instinct. The stone is louder outside. Its song is buzzing in your ears, drowning out the world, calling you up the hill towards the old farmhouse. I can't think straight. The stone is doing something to me. I don't think I should go in there, but I don't think I can stop myself. Will you come with me? But I was safe in there. Not you again. Yeah, let's say this. I don't think I should go in there, but I don't think I can stop myself. That's all you're able to sputter out. The buzzing drowns out your words. You can almost feel it pulling your feet, aching to move. But you have to. I'm sorry. I really would have preferred it if we could do all this together, but the witch started it early. I should have known she would. The handcuffs fall away from your wrists. You weren't paying attention to what he did to make that happen, because it doesn't matter. You have somewhere to be. But she's at her most vulnerable now, and she won't be expecting you. So go on. I'll be watching. Nothing bad is going to happen to you. He gives you a hard shove forward, and then he's gone. But you're interrupted by yet another car pulling up to the scene. Irma, Squarechique, I got paged by the sheriff. What the hell is going on here? Where are all of the cops? The talking is just noise. Their words don't matter. There's a humming in your head, almost like a voice, one you can just barely make out, but you know it will be clearer the closer you get to the stone. You start wandering up towards the farmhouse at the top of the hill. Oh, come on. Where do you think you're going? But you continue forward. You barely even notice your hand slipping over the doorknob. And now you're inside. Oh my god. Jesus. Ugh. Sheriff Hugby dangles in the middle of the room. An axe attached to some strange mechanism in the ceiling is embedded in his face, holding up his corpse in an imitation of life. Jesus! Careful, Joan. There are traps all over the damn place. Past the body, you can see giant pumpkin through the door to the garage. Cracked open, its guts strewn across the floor, seeds dotted across the hardwood like a trail of breadcrumbs leading to the basement stairs. What the hell is going on here? Derrickson, is the doc here yet? We need a medical professional down here. His voice is coming from the basement. That's where you need to be. He's been shot, Joan. I think you'd better call somebody. The doctor's here? Julius, you should let her come down. You don't really want the officer to die down here, do you? I'm not the one blocking the stairs. I'm not the one you gotta convince. It won't be blocked for you. The stone wants you here. Everybody shut up. Avery, that's your name, right? Get pressure on that wound. Yes, ma'am. Get away from him, kid. But the doctor... I don't care. Let him bleed. You're only making problems for yourself, Tremaine. Dr. Kelly quickly pulls out her phone. Damn it, there's no signal in here. I've got to step outside. You keep holding that wound, and no one else had better die while I'm gone. The doctor pulls at the door, but a weave of fibrous tendrils hold it shut. It would seem that the same forces that let all of you in refuse to let anyone leave. Is this from the pumpkin? Are we stuck here? What the hell are we supposed to do now? But you already know what to do. Approach the basement. Oh god. You're vaguely aware that Officer Derrickson is trying to stop you, but he's too nervous to take a step. You reach the basement door and start to claw at the weird, fleshy vines blocking your way. They're strong, but they're relent under your touch, welcoming you down below. Who the hell? So, you tried to undermine me, which I should have known you'd try to find a way around the rules. You've trapped the town. This isn't what any of us wanted. You should nullify the deal before this gets any worse. It's just unhappy. I didn't think something like that would be so opinionated. But I have a plan to placate it. If it wants a less broken body, it can have one. Then we'll see if it still feels cheated enough to hold a grudge. What did you guys do? It's not too late, Enoch. You can let Eddie have the baby, and your family can go back to normal, happy, and unburdened. I'll clean everything up. It can be like nothing ever happened. I'll even leave town. Manipulative hag. That's what you wanted all along, wasn't it? This whole ordeal was just an opportunity for you to have access to it. Well, I know better than to hand an ounce of power over to you, Verena. Verena. Hey. You're not dead, are you? Who's Julius? Witch. Verena? Saw it all. My family. The witch. Have to find the witch. Find the witch. Enoch to everyone over. Even the witch. Babble incoherently about your vision. Yeah, we're gonna say that. The witch? Sybil? She sent you? She tricked you into taking her side and all this? Guess I should have known I probably wasn't the only one whose life she decided to fuck with. But all that ends now. I'm in charge here, and I'll get what I was promised. Hey man, calm down. It's all good. Speak for yourself. Oh no. What the? Wait, why is he here? Your vision finally focuses, and your mind it's once again your own. Avery watches you furtively from across the room. The man, Julius, holds a gun in a silent threat. Franklin clutches at a nasty wound in his side, but blood spilling out onto the dirt floor of the unfinished basement. And in the corner is Beau. Something is attached to him. The source of the awful noise, it stutters with pained inhalations. Beau is still breathing, but he doesn't look well. Oh, what in the... The stone brought you here and stuck you in the middle of another nightmare. Squarechique, we can't get to you. The door is sealed shut. Even as she yells to you, her voice is faint, barely audible behind the now thickened roots and veins that block your escape. Let's bring Squarechique up to speed. Julius, she looks a little shell-shocked. Where do I fucking begin? Alright. So, the witch. I caught her doing some shit she shouldn't have been doing, and she offered me a deal if I kept it to myself. Always wanted to raise a boy of my own. God never saw fit to give me the chance. She gave me the means to right that injustice. Only it obviously didn't quite go the way it was supposed to. Calloway's interfered, just like always. Made it so I had to hatch him earlier than he was ready. And he came out hungry. Too hungry for me to handle. He kept trying to get at me, so I had to hole up down here. Been stuck since Wednesday night. Damn roots won't let me leave, and they've clogged up the drain, so I haven't been able to call that witch and get her to make things right. But I'm a man of preparedness. Figured I could wait it out until Bo here decided to trespass. Guess he lost a tussle with my boy, and the two of them wound up down here with me. And that about sums it up. I guess in the end, it's only fair, a son for a son. And birth ain't ever pretty, is it? It's not like doing it the old-fashioned way. It's all sunshine and roses. Just hope he winds up looking more like a person when he's done cooking. I don't give a shit about your story, Tremaine. None of that gives you a reason to shoot a cop. Self-defense. Castle doctrine. This is so messed up. What the f*** is wrong with you, man? Bo, can you hear me? Are you alive? You don't need to threaten anybody. Let's just talk, okay? Do you know how to contact her, the witch? You need to let Bo go. Please, let's just let us go. We'll forget all about this. Alright, let's check on Bo. Bo, can you hear me? Are you alive? Uh-huh. Gotta get back to Mama worrying about me. I think I can see it. Look, all those bumps under his skin, that thing really did go deep. That thing is my son, and you will address him as such. Sorry, Julius. Street smart. You can't help but notice the way Julius postures himself away from the thing implanted in Bo. He's afraid of it, and with how he's clutching his side, he's likely already been wounded. Listen, clearly you need something. You woke up talking about the witch. You want to know where she is? I can tell you how to find her. If none of you does anything stupid, then I'll tell you what I know. Sound fair? No. Ew. The conversation is interrupted by Bo shifting uncomfortably as the creature lets out a guttural moan. So what? We're just supposed to just wait until Calloway kid dies? That's exactly right. My kid gets born, and we all forget this ever happened. Street smart. Not once has Julius explained what Avery, of all people, is doing here. They certainly stick out like a sore thumb here. Bo and the baby, the witch, the situation. Avery, why exactly are you here? Julius, can't you see he's reaching for you? Maybe you should take him. Alright, let's do Avery. Well, Julius called me. I figured it must be pretty serious, especially since he'd been missing from the diner for a couple days, so I came right away. The kid knows about plants, and my boy is still technically a plant, of course. I figured there'd be some solution, like, I don't know, giving the boy some less alive fertilizer. Julius, why did you really call Avery? I think you know even a plant expert would have a hard time with this. Avery, why did you come up here so fast? What would a plant emergency even be? Julius, you went to all this trouble to make it so you won't be alone, but Avery came as soon as you called, so are you really that alone? You don't need some sort of giant pumpkin homunculus to form a connection to other people, Julius. Has Avery been able to help? Let them put the pieces together. Alright, we're gonna do this one. Why did you really call Avery? I think you know even a plant expert would have a hard time with this. None of your fucking business. What if I want to know? Fine. You were always polite. Served coffee with a smile, no complaints. Saved the corner booth for me the way I like. Just felt like you spared more than a passing thought my way. And that counts for a lot when you're somebody like me who doesn't talk to nobody. Wow, and I always kind of thought you might have hated me. I get some of that from older people around here, and the miners. If it weren't for Winnie, I know it would be worse. I try to ignore it. I know I don't exactly blend in. Neither do I. Guess I figured that meant we had more in common than not. Bo squirms, moaning in pain. The conversation pauses. It's looking worse. Quit eyeing the boy like that. I can tell you want to jump in and do something stupid. Never should have called you up here. This is a family issue. Should have been solved within the family. But you didn't call family to help you. You called me. Alright, a family issue, huh? Maybe the boy doesn't have to die. Neither of them has to. Maybe you can share this burden together instead. You've got to stop this thing before it kills Bo. This thing is a mockery of life. It needs to die. No. Let them decide what to do. Yeah, neither of them has to. Maybe you can share this burden together instead. What the hell are you even saying? She's saying we might be family adjacent enough that maybe we could take the burden off of Bo. Is that right? Family? You weren't even raised here. The hell would you know about being a Tremaine? As somebody who feels alone, even in a town where I pour coffee for nearly everyone every day, but most of them don't even bother to learn my name, probably more than anybody else around here, including your own cousins. Julius doesn't respond. He watches as the boy shifts on top of Bo, crying meekly. What exactly are you saying we should do? Let him do that to us. Move him off of Bo. See if he'll come willingly, and hopefully the two of us can manage it better than he can all on his own, especially if we're not fighting him every step of the way. Can't feel nice to be attached to somebody who doesn't want you. Shouldn't he know he's coming into a world where people care about him? Damn it, kid, you're making it sound all queer. If you want to raise a kid right, you're going to have to soften up sometime, old man. Julius crosses the room, kneeling by Bo, and the half-formed thing curled up on his chest. No. It immediately reaches out, grabbing desperately at him. Avery intercepts, taking its translucent hand, holding it gently. He could kill us. But it's too late for doubts now. It's started. You can see the tendrils dislodge from inside Bo, and he whimpers, seizing as they slide from underneath his skin, transferring to both Julius and Avery. I told you, he gets it. Jesus, fuck, this hurts. It certainly looks painful, but no blood seeps from the wounds where the boy's greedy appendages have broken through, not a drop going to waste. The boy, in contrast to the pain grimaces of Julius and Avery, seems to finally settle into comfort, falling into something like sleep as it nestles between its donors. That's kind of beautiful, actually. As the thing's panic fades, the vines blocking the door slacken. The house groans unnaturally, straining under the weight of the relaxing meat of the creature's womb. The faucet in the corner of the room, finally unclogged, bursts to life and water pours out onto the dirt floor. So that's who stole the pumpkin. That took me way too long to remember. You want to contact the witch? Well, here she comes. That water is how I do it. Spring water. It's like her, internet. hurts. Somebody. Doctor. Holy shit, it worked. Your hands are wet. The water is spreading, pooling around you, making the floor slippery with mud. Dr. Kelly rushes down the now unblocked stairs, her eyes wide with horror at the scene in the basement. What the hell happened down here? Whoa, can you hear me? Am I getting a checkup? I've been shot as well, ma'am. Need hospital. I better make some calls. Everyone stay with me. Hey, the basement is flooding. Am I the only one paying attention? Let's get the hell out of here fast before it floods. Am I hallucinating? Do you guys see the water? Cry quietly in the corner. Let the water take you. Yeah, hey, the basement is flooding. Am I the only one paying attention? Oh, there's the symbol. The water is suddenly much higher. It rises up past your ankles. What are you talking about? There's no water. Oh, is this a vision? But there is. He just can't seem to see it. Not that it matters. Because his words are swallowed by the floor. Or by the flood. Yeah, we're getting a vision. You feel like you're choking. There's water in your lungs, or there should be. Your ears are filled with the sound of rushing current. It's cold and dark, and there are people screaming somewhere. What? Why did that change? There are bodies in the water with you. They are all dead. 1,000 corpses, 1,000 homes, all torn to pieces. But the flood recedes. It hasn't happened yet. You are the mother of a daughter, and your daughter has told you about her terrible dream. It's going to kill everyone. You are not the one who had the vision, not yet. It has only been described to you by the daughter you have been teaching, as your mother taught you. What the? You're the only one who can stop it, Mother, but you won't be strong enough. Her words are heavy. How can you... Oh man, we're gonna be cutting threads of fate. How can you be sure? Maybe it's only a dream? The village is doomed then. Of course I'll stop it. Don't worry so much, daughter. Oh no. Okay. I don't want to say the village is doomed, and I don't want her to feel like I'm questioning her ability. Alright, we're actually gonna go with this one. How can you be sure? It's not a dream. You know I've seen things before, and they've always been true. Take my power, Mother. I give it willingly. It's the only path that leads to anything but death. They would live, but you'd die. Forget this. I'll take care of things like I always do. Oh no. They would live, but you'd die. It's not death, Mother. It's a return. And what's one life against 1,000? Your daughter is confident. She has already decided this is what has to happen. Accept and take your daughter back. You accept your daughter's decision. She is not the child she once was, and there is a confidence in her that you have no choice but to respect. You take her back, her power becomes yours. The flood does not come, the village is saved, and no one ever knows the sacrifice that was made for their lives. No one but you. Okay, who are these people? Years have passed. You outlive everyone you used to know. You move on. You meet new people. You start a new life. You have another daughter. This time, the vision is yours. The piece of your first daughter that lives in you shows you what is coming. Rotting bodies in the streets, the smell of sickness on the wind, church bells ringing for an endless parade of funerals, an entire city whose gates will never reopen, everyone inside the walls falling to the curse of plague. You are among their number, your body no longer strong enough to heal even itself. You are not enough to stop it. Not as you are. There is another path, a narrow thread. If you were stronger, you could tug at it and unravel the tapestry of the future. Mother, what's wrong? Your daughter will never be as strong as you are, not after what you had to do, but she still carries in her some strength enough. Oh no. Explain it to her as it was explained to you. No, don't just. Explain it to her as it was explained to you. You tell her what's coming. You explain what she has to give up, what you both have to give up. You love your daughter, after all. You will miss her as you missed your first daughter. But she might not. Yeah. She is angry. Even when you try to explain that she will be a part of you, that she won't die, she cries and cries, and she tries to run away from you. Fate is attempting to cut its loose thread. The entire city rests on this decision. Stop her from leaving. Let her go. Give up on the city. Oh man, this is awful. Oh my gosh. Let her go. Give up on the city. See, the thing about this is... Oh, that's an eye. It's an eye. She's not willing. The other daughter was willing. Oh, let her go. Ooh. Your daughter leaves you. You resign yourself to the future. She is one of the first to die. The streets flood with disease and the bodies are buried, then burned, then left in heaps on the streets, until no one is left to remember any of their names. But that's not how it happened. What? Oh. So we don't have a choice. The entire city rests on this decision. Stop her from leaving. You do not let your daughter run from you. No plague comes. The city never knows that it would have been a ruin. But there is an unhappiness in you. She didn't understand. And what you took of her is angry, confused, restless. You will have to carry that with you. It is part of the burden of what you are. Though no one knows the depth of what you have done, over the years you have not escaped notice. You find yourself in a capital in a place whose name has changed too many times to count. A war is brewing. The eye of those who hold fate in their hands are on you, their lips asking which threads to pull and which to cut. And the tapestry is once again revealed to you. The war rages, and it never stops raging, bleeding that spans generations. Children born to die, decades of pain that leave a raw wound on the world. Or it ends before it begins. The few die for the sake of the many. You can guide powerful hands to crush those that need crushing. If only you have more power of your own. More power, more power. You call your daughter to you. You raise them differently these days. The disquiet left by the reluctant daughter taught you a permanent lesson. They don't need convincing anymore. They are ready to return to you whenever you need them. That sounds awful. Take her back and stop the war before it starts. Let her be free and plunge the land into generations of war. Alright, let's stop. This daughter joins her sisters easily, as she has been trained to do. You are the only one who will remember her sacrifice and her name. A small rebellion is crushed before it becomes a revolution. The people in power are happy. You leave. You don't want to see any more visions of war. You set your sights on a place where there are no kings. And yet, even an ocean away, power finds you. A man with aspirations. Anyone can hold power here, you have discovered, if they're vicious enough to want it. The hunger in him senses the power in you, and for a time, you humor him. You allow him to give you a life of comfort, you and your daughter. You don't see a future where he ever grows more powerful than you can imagine. Not until the vision comes. A war like none the world has witnessed. A fledgling nation devoured in the nest. A man who sits on a throne where none was meant to be. The world under his cruel fist bowing to its crushing weight. The very ocean stained red by his influence. Good grief. He is already on his way, you realize too late. You have been too close to him to see it. Your choices have already narrowed. The war is coming whether you strike now or not. The loose thread sticking out from a mass of blood with you too weak to grasp it. But you have a daughter. You always have a daughter until you don't. It's time to rest. Aren't you tired? Of course you are. But the world needs you. You can't let it end like this. The part of you that is your first daughter can't let you. Take her back and erase the man before his name can mean anything. This is dark. She joins her sisters, as is her destiny, and you remove him from the world. The hole where he was is filled by lesser men, none of whom remember whose shoes they're stepping into, and none of whom can hope to command the way he would have. Blood is spilled, less blood, but you still feel every drop. You hide yourself away from the world. You and your daughter. The visions still find you, but here they are small. The decisions simple. You make them all the same, helping where you can. A storm halted, a conflict settled. Until one day, when you are shown a dark pit. Oh. Splintering wood, debris trapping everyone inside, bodies burning as the very rock catches fire, children screaming as their flesh bubbles, then silence as lungs fill with smoke. You know the choice that lies in front of you. Wait. Would that actually prevent the mine collapse? Oh no. Oh no. Do we take her back or not this time? Who's the daughter? Who would we be taking back? Okay, not this time. You take your daughter's hand and you look her in the eyes. They're green, like yours. You don't want to do it this time. You stare out over the hills together as a plume of smoke rises into the air, but you can't hear the screams from here. You assume you will die one day, like anyone else. After all, you're long past due. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to know your grandchildren before you go. Who did we save? Then the man comes, and with him a vision. Ooh. He has already decided. He is bringing something here, something ravenous that doesn't belong, but that has been pressing at the edges of your world, trying to find a way in. It has its way now, whether you help him or not. More of the thread you followed comes into focus, and for the first time, you follow it beyond your death. Disaster after disaster, crisis after crisis, thousands of years of little cuts that you weren't there to mend. On and on it goes, longer than you can ever hope to follow, its toll eternal and incalculable. But there is a new thread too. If you are patient enough, if you are strong enough when the moment finally comes, if you do everything right, you can devour this thing that sits outside the world. And it will give you so much power that you will never have to take back a daughter again. You could fix as many things as you'd care to fix. Floods, plagues, wars, kings. You look into her green eyes as much like yours, or so much like yours. Take her back and summon the entity into the world. You can't. But you did. Ugh. No. Alright. You welcome her back as you have with every daughter before her, and you help the man. He is arrogant. He cheats the thing from another world in every way he can. He wastes your time. There will have to be more daughters before the day comes that this will be over. So I'm guessing this is the family, our family. But days and daughters come and go, and you are very patient. You have to be if you're to stop the hurt that would scar a world without you there to guide it. And now you are here on the cusp of the end, the final daughter. Wait, what? What? Kanika? What are you doing here? Are you real? No, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're a dream or not. I've already made my decision anyway. Don't bother trying to talk me out of it. I finally have a real purpose, and now that I know what that purpose has always been, I can't go back, or it would hang over me for the rest of my stupid small life. I'm a little confused. I understand it has to be done. I'm sorry that it has to come to this, but we both know how important this is. You're doing the right thing, Kanika. Your whole life has all come down to this moment. Thank you for saving us. I forgot you. I can't believe it all day. It's like you just didn't exist. What decision? How do we know any of that really happened? What exactly is she trying to prevent? Do you even know? You don't have to do this, Kanika. What decision? Did you not just go through that whole life story thing? Was that just me? Look, I'm going to do what I was born to do. I'm going to save lives, Squarechique. More than most people could in a lifetime. Wait. We're not the witch, are we? I understand it has to be done. I'm sorry that it has to come to this. Hang on. Yeah, I forgot you. I can't believe it. All day, it's like you just didn't exist. That's okay. It's part of all this. Soon enough, you can go back to forgetting, and it'll be like all this never happened. You won't even know to be upset about it. What exactly is she trying to prevent? Do you even know? That thing that Enoch brought, whatever it is, breaking out and causing havoc, and all those disasters, my mom would be able to stop if she takes its power for herself. Wait, and all those disasters, my mom would be able to stop if she takes its power for herself. I'm so much smaller than all of that, but in this moment, I can be what stops it. I can be big enough. My life can be meaningful. I'm so confused. How do we know any of that really happened? Doubt all you want, but I'm not taking that chance. Because if I turn back now, I'll know everything my mom could have stopped will be my fault. Do you really feel like you have to sacrifice yourself for your life to have meaning? Working at a shitty little general store in a dying town? Yes. I would call that pretty meaningless. I'm really confused. Kanika's mom? Me? What the heck? Alright. You don't have to do this. Yes, I do. You saw what's going to happen if I don't. What am I supposed to do? Go back to my normal life after this? Knowing how many people are going to suffer through the generations because I was too selfish to save them? How could I ever live with myself? Keen eye, you're doing exactly what you did with the general store, throwing your life away because someone else is asking you to. Why do you think yours is less important than anyone else's? Yeah. I don't. I just know I'm in a position where I can make a difference, and this is how I do that. And I'm just one person. We're not talking about trading one life for another. It's so much bigger than that. All of this is bigger than me. Honestly, the fact that I can have this kind of influence feels like an honor. I'm in the rare position to change the future, and I barely even have to do anything to make it happen. Ugh. She's lied to you your whole life. What makes you think she's telling the truth now? She's gonna erase you from existence. That's worse than death. No one will even know what you did for them. She lied to you your whole life. What makes you think she's telling the truth now? She didn't lie exactly. I mean, she did omit a lot, and I guess she kind of manipulated events so I could be here when she needed me. No, I can't. Quiet, dear. There's no need to let Squarechique talk you in circles. You already know the right answer, remember? I don't know anymore. Squarechique, you have no idea the kind of danger you're putting yourself in by being here. You think you're doing the right thing, but all you're doing is dooming countless lives, starting with yours. Tabitha, too. She carries a heavy burden, but she doesn't have to anymore. You two can be the family you were always meant to be, free from the sins of generations past, if you let me do what needs doing. Kanika can't save you on her own, but I can. I'm only able to tell you so much, but I tried to show you what I could. I'd hoped you would be able to trust me by now, for your sake. This is the only way your story gets a happy ending. Street smart, she is telling the truth. Well, do we really want to sacrifice her life just for a happy ending for ourselves? So it's her life or mine, is that what you're saying? Sybil, I don't feel super good about doing this. Wayne is already going to take care of me. I don't need your help. Why can't you just be direct? Why all this mystery? Let her finish where she started, grab Kanika and pull her free. So it's her life or mine? Is that what you're saying? That is a very distinct possibility, yes. Though any harm visited on you won't come from me. You're in danger. I'm sure you can feel that. And I make a powerful ally. Believe me when I say I understand the burden that's been placed on you. Yeah, Wayne is already going to take care of me. I don't need your help. Sybil flashes you a pitying look. You poor dear. Do you really feel like he's the only one you can turn to? You think I've been manipulating you, yet that man somehow managed to earn your loyalty just because he's been kind? Kindness is easy when you're free to lie. Truth is what's hard. I'm giving you the truth now. You call this truth? It's the closest I can get to you. Yes. Why can't you just be direct? Why all this mystery? Those are the rules. Every bargain has its rules. Ugh. Yeah, and what about this bargain? What rules would I be agreeing to? This isn't a bargain. I was always going to help you. After all, I intended to break the structures that have been holding everyone in place. I have no interest in building a new prison. Sybil, I don't feel super good about doing this. I know how unpalatable this feels, Squarechique, but pull back the curtain and it's a far kinder choice than anything you've been party to this week. How does a gentle exit compare to locking Reese Kelly away in that tiny little room for the rest of his life? Do you think he'll ever be well enough to leave? Unlike Duke, who left behind a widow and son to mourn him, Kanika's memory will be but a passing breeze. There won't be anyone to hurt from her loss. Even you'll forget her as soon as she's gone. The burden of remembering her is mine and mine alone. You courageously choose to free Charlie's spirit from the library, but at the cost of so many of your years. Have you stopped to wonder how many people you haven't been able to help because of your body's frailty? I don't think you've made any wrong choices, Squarechique. Enoch's legacy has simply stacked the deck against you. My daughter is one person, and she won't die in the traditional sense of the word. She'll be here with me and her sisters. It will be gentle, like stepping into a pool. All of these lingering threads left by your decisions can still be mended if you let her help me. Oh no. I can't let her do it. I can't. Grab Kanika and pull her free. You reach forward, grabbing Kanika by the arm and doing your best to wrench her free from her mother's grasp. She's all but given up, her wrists limp in your grasp, her eyes dim and resigned. You pull as hard as you can, expending more effort on this action than you have on any one movement in your life. But effort alone is not enough. Your body is weaker than it used to be. The witch is stronger. Why do you care so much about what happens to me? It's better if I go. Kanika is pulled away from you, and the dream floods back in. For a second, you struggle to remember why you were here. There is a weight in your chest, an emotion unmoored from its source. Your heart is beating fast. You were looking for someone, or maybe you'd found them, but... Oh, that's right. You were trying to find Carmilla. Squarechique, I'm so glad you were able to find your way here. I was worried everyone had forgotten about me. I don't know how long I've been stuck here. I hope it's not too late. We need to get back to town. We have to help Stella and Tabitha and everyone else. Wait, who's Carmilla? Why don't I remember Carmilla? But before that, she wraps her arms around you, pulling you into a hug. She smells like herbal smoke and pine needles, with the vaguest undercurrent of coconut. There is a comfort in the smell. It reminds you of something, and when she pulls away, you find yourself missing it, wishing you could keep chasing those half-forgotten dreams. But they're only dreams. Thank you, Squarechique, for caring enough to come and save me. Of course you cared. After the two of you spent all of yesterday looking for Stella together, even though you've only known each other a scant few days, it was only right that you come looking for her when she needs your help. I don't know what I would have done without you. Now, let's get out of here before we both get stuck back into the dream. What did I come to save you from? This place. It took me out of the world, trying to isolate me, to erase me. Was there someone else here? Those figures, the ones that were dancing around through the illusions. All of this is meant to confuse us. Don't let it make you doubt reality. You and I are alone here. Everything else is a dream. I feel like she's not being truthful. How do we leave? Take my hand. Her hand finds yours, her grip light and delicate. Now that we're together, the illusion can't hold us here anymore. Let's go home. She tugs gently, and the world shifts nauseatingly around you. It feels like you're being buoyed upwards, ascending rapidly, the dream rushing away like water down a drain, until finally you surface. I am so confused. You're outside. It's raining. You have no idea where you are. Tulip? Janie? Pastor Daniel. Oh. This is the end of episode 5. Only one major content update remains until the story reaches its conclusion in the final chapters. Oh man. Stay tuned for updates on this final release by joining our Discord, following us on social media, or signing up for our newsletter. Save the game. Yes. Oh man. I'm confused again. So Pastor Daniels is hunting... Did he have daughters? I'm confused. I'm having a hard time with this. And who is this lady that we just brought out? That's not the thing that's bad, is it? I don't know. Oh gosh. What did you guys think? What is going on? This is bad. Like, leaving it on this kind of a cliffhanger. How long before we get the rest of the story? I'm really glad that you stayed to watch this with me. That's going to be it for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions for games you'd like to see me play, please let me know what they are in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. And until next time, remember, be kind to each other, be kind to yourself, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!